Coming from the information, fearing an AI chip glut, data center developers are choosing Texas. Hallelujah, my friends. Texas can have all the data centers. Because when you see why everybody's trying to move to Texas, yeah, I am not feeling jealous of Texas right now. So basically, one of the big things going on in the United States right now with this whole AI fraud that is occurring is that there's simply not enough electricity, right? We are not in Oh, Lordy. We're not investing in our infrastructure. Surprise, surprise, right? Under the Trump administration, we get a lot of mean truths and not a lot of, power lines actually being run. And so the issue, right, is you have all of these AI companies, they want to build these data centers multiple times the size of Manhattans for whatever reason. And when they put their GPUs and their computers into the data centers, they need power. But we are simply not building enough power in the United States to be able to power up all of these different data centers. And so the interesting thing in Texas, and this is kind of weird, right? Texas just there was an executive order by the Governor Abbott that basically put through that. Oh, new data centers in Texas cannot easily be connected to the Texan power grid, right? So the Texan power. So basically, he said, "Look, I'm listening to all of my constituents. Cost of electricity is going up and all that kind of thing because these data centers are being connected to the Texas power grid. So we're going to stop that from happening." But there's a loophole. I don't know. I'd call it a loophole. There's just how this whole regulation works out. Basically, the idea is that if the data centers bring their own power with them, so they don't connect to the power grid, then they can basically build whatever the hell they want. So what's going to happen is not only is Texas going to get a massive number of these huge data centers, but then they are going to get all the electricity production capacity that goes along with those data centers, and it's not going to be connected to the grid. So basically what's going to happen is the Texans are not going to get a surplus of electricity, but they are going to get a surplus of all the god-awful pollution that is going to be created by these data centers, which, yeah, have fun, Texas. Have fun with that. And yeah, it's just kind of curious. We talk about macro forces. People say, Eli, why do you talk about politics? This is supposed to be a technology show. And this is what I want you to understand, that politics has so much to do with technology development, right? There is going to be, and there is, a massive AI data center boom in Texas. Not because for some reason the air in Texas is better for GPUs or whatever else. It's because of the politics of Texas, right? Things to be thinking about. Just like in the hit country crossover song of the year, Choosing Texas, digital cowboys are throwing themselves into the arms of the Lone Star State. One of the reasons AI giants are rushing to the business and energy-friendly state is a looming concern about a future glut of specialized server chips that don't have a place to plug in, according to some market analysts and data center developers that work with Google, Microsoft, Oracle, and others. These people are taking stock of the unexpected power delays, political fights, and technical challenges facing new facilities. So you've seen this like in New York State. So New York State has put a moratorium on building new AI data centers for at least a year, right? More and more states are putting in moratoriums. More and more states are putting in rules and regulations and all of that kind of stuff. And so basically, the people that want to build the data centers, they are looking for a regulatory environment that makes it easier to deploy these data centers, and that's why they're looking at Texas. Bloomberg NEF, for instance, forecasts there won't be enough installed data center power capacity in the US to run all the AI server chips produced next year. So basically, by next year, by 2027, we'll be producing more chips than we have the ability to power on. Remarkably, the research firm says 42 gigawatts worth of server chips could be sitting unused by 2030 unless the industry gets creative and figures out how to develop more power outside the public grid, place more chips in overseas data centers, or speed up the replacement of old servers with new ones in existing facilities. And this is one of the things I've talked about too with this whole AI fraud. Is right. There's this whole idea that valuations are going to the moon, right? Bigger, more, the whole nine yards. One of the problems you run into at a certain point in time is just build outs, right? You need facilities, you need land, you need to build things, right? You need electricity. You need all this. Like, at what point do you simply max out at the capacity for how fast you can grow? Many AI developers say they believe Texas gives them the best chance of avoiding such a disaster. While Texas Governor Greg Abbott just paused the data center connections to the public energy grid and has called on state lawmakers to rethink tax incentives for such facilities, he's still not so quietly opening his arms to numerous new projects for AI. Let's see. Developers of data centers are betting that Texas politicians won't put up roadblocks in the long run. That's partly because Abbott, by focusing on pausing data center connections to the public grid, effectively signaled that firms that make their own power, aka behind the meter, are good to go in the meantime. So basically, if they bring or they build their own power station, they can do whatever the hell they want. On that note, last week, Amazon said it was acquiring GW Ranch, an 8,400-acre data center and power megasite in Pecos, a remote and sparsely populated part of the Texan Permian Basin. In January, Texas awarded the developer, Pacifico Energy, the largest air permit in U.S. history to burn up to 7.65 gigawatts of on-site natural gas power, supporting 5 gigawatts of computing. Because GW Ranch is not connected to the Texas grid, the project would presumably not face delays from Abbott's grid-related pause. If it is fully built out, the site would be the largest single source of carbon emissions in the country. Doesn't that make you feel good? Yay! One AI data center site is going to be the largest source of carbon emissions in the entire country. Amazon said in a statement that it is also exploring solar and battery storage for the site, and the campus is designed to connect to the public energy grid if and when that becomes feasible. Anthropic booked 470 megawatts of gas generators from power provider EROC, becoming its largest customer overnight. EROC, a Texas company, couldn't say whether the equipment would land in Texas, but it's likely a choice. So yeah, that is what's going to be going on in Texas, and we will see how all of this works out at the end of the day. Again, a great place for business. It is a questionable place of whether or not it's actually going to be good to live there. And I think about this. I know somebody who lives in Texas, and we were talking about water. So Texas has been going through droughts, been going through issues with getting water, and one of the problems that he was talking about is that essentially all the water in the water table for his particular area has been polluted by the frackers. And to be clear, this isn't a motherfucking blue hair. This is a proud Christian Republican, right? Talking about how the entire water table has been polluted by the frackers, right? It's all the brine has gotten into it and basically makes it unusable to drink. And I think about that, like with Texas, with so much of the stuff you hear in Texas, right? It's all about it's really easy, it's really good for business. But then you start to look at a lot of the projects that are being done, and it seems to be really piss poor for the people. It's like, wow, the company that fracked that land made a lot of money, and now everybody that could have used the water there from wells basically has to deal with something else, has to get city. And we talk about city water, they're way the F out of anything that would be called a city, but they still got to use city water because their groundwater has been polluted. You think about this with the data centers being put in, prices of housing and all that kind of stuff is going through the roof, basically displacing the people that were living there. You think about the amount of pollution that is being dumped out of these things. And yeah, it seems like Texas is going to be a great place for businesses. Not going to be so good for the people that actually try to live there. So it'll be curious to see where this goes into the future. Could the next blue wave come out of Texas? Could the next generations of Texans be Smurfs? I don't know. It'll be interesting. What do you think about this? What do you think about AI data centers picking Texas? Because if you build your own power plant, it looks like you can do damn near whatever the hell you want. What do you think about that for all the people in Texas? Texas still gonna be a great place to live? Was it ever a great place to live? I don't know. That's an argument for somebody else. Put your thoughts. Put your thoughts down below. And as I've said many times before, this is why I talk about things like politics, because politics matter, right? Whether or not you get a data center in your backyard, right? It's about tax incentives. It's about rules. It's about regulations. It's about so much of that kind of stuff. Whether you repair a computer device or whether you replace a computer device has to do with tariffs and that type of thing. The reality is so much of our profession is tied up in the decisions of politicians. And the sad thing is most technology professionals don't even want to think about it. So that's why I do talk about this. So anyways, what do you think about all this? Put your thoughts down below. If you like these videos, do remember they're on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Link is down below. If you want to follow me on LinkedIn, there's a link down there too. With that, see y'all later.